come share with us. special thanks to both of you. And Pat, I love the new skills you're learning. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. All right. Figure out how I condense this. Okay, what's our theme of the year? Open at the top. And our monthly theme has been divine doubt. Oh, but this was before I got started. Will you do the first set of slides that come after mine? So my mom and I went down the Mississippi from Memphis to New Orleans. And that is a baby alligator. And we did a swamp trip, saw the alligators live with the wild pigs and raccoons and you name it. And of course, Mardi Gras is always a theme, even if it's out of season, right? Fun to be on the river with my mom. And so go to the next slide. I have lots more pictures and lots more I can talk about with others, but this is me and my mom. Not once, but twice, strangers asked if we were sisters. And I said to my mom, I'm hoping you are taking that as a compliment. And I'm not sure how I should take that, her being 86 years old. And she so quickly quipped back to me, Kathy, you are just authentically letting your gray hair show. I'm hiding mine by dyeing them. But you wouldn't know my mom was 86. About 1/3 of the people on the boat may have needed, a walker, a cane, a wheelchair. And the river boat company just did a beautiful job making things accessible, including the excursions. People were, didn't matter. People could get around and go be a part of it all. But my mom is unintimidated. We went all kinds of upstairs. One day we did 19,000 steps along the Mississippi River in the French Quarters. And the next day it was raining, and I said, well, Mom, you still want to go to the aquarium and insectarium? It's called Insectarium. She said, yeah, so we did another 10,000 steps the next day. I have those genes. So I just had to share that. Knowing that so many of you knew I was on that trip, and how was it for you? So more to be shared, another book to be made. Just happy to be able to do that with my mom. Okay, so questioning as an act of love. Our book is the Disciplines of Spirit. And I have to say, I had never heard of Howard Thurman before, but he actually was a dean at Boston University while Martin Luther King was getting his doctorate. So they knew each other, and Martin Luther King read his books. This one was published in 1963 and was influenced by what it was Howard was saying. And if you read the book, you see that he is a metaphysician, maybe not as developed as perhaps the science of mind denomination was, but he definitely understood, and you're going to get that. So he felt that there were 5 essential disciplines that help people grow spiritually and become fully alive to the divinity that they are. The first one is commitment. A spiritual life begins with commitment. Commitment to what you have given. A meaningful life requires giving oneself wholeheartedly to a purpose larger than personal comfort or self-interest. Commitment is not passive, it is an active surrender to what one knows to be true and sacred. So commitment. Number 2 is growing in wisdom and stature. Growth isn't optional. Thurman used the Bible stating that Jesus grew in wisdom and stature, and suggests that becoming spiritually mature requires continued development. And he makes a specific point to the fact that it's one thing to have a belief, but if you just have a belief and walk away, you have not embodied the spiritual principles or truths. Rather than for suffering, rather than asking why do you suffer, Thurman asks what suffering can teach us. Number 4 is prayer. Prayer is not primarily asking God for things. Thurman sees prayer as a way of aligning ourselves with the deeper currents of life and opening ourselves to the divine presence. And his last discipline, which I thought was interesting, is reconciliation. He was influential during the civil rights movement, so put that in context. The culmination of spiritual maturity is reconciliation with oneself, with others, and with God or your divine source. Thurman believed that love and reconciliation are stronger than resentment, violence, or separation. Given his influence on the civil rights movement and Martin Luther King, there is a chapter that specifically speaks to this. Reconciliation is not a weakness. It is the courageous work of restoring wholeness. Beautiful way to say that. Basically, he's saying that the disciplines are not rules to be imposed, but rather a practice that trains the mind, heart, and spirit to become receptive to the divine life. Beautiful. A couple other summaries here. Thurman invites us to move beyond merely believing spiritual truths, but embodying them. He teaches that genuine growth always involves uncertainty and possibility of failure. Doubt, which we'll be talking about divine doubt, therefore, is not evidence that something is wrong. It is often evidence that growth is occurring. Many of you read the Book of Not Knowing. And in the practitioner training class, we read a book called The Wisdom of Not Knowing. Similar theme there, that you must be in this uncertainty and doubt in order to learn and expand. So spiritual maturity is not the absence of questions, not, oh, I know it all. It's not an absence of suffering or uncertainty. It's a learning to meet all of them, questions, suffering, and uncertainty, with a deeper commitment to love. So, have you often thought of doubts maybe being an obstacle? You know, we were all taught that doubt is the opposite of faith. That if you doubt, then perhaps your faith isn't strong enough. But if you don't doubt, if you don't doubt, you can find that it's leading you to a new discovery if you're willing to ask the questions. So the title of today's the title of today's lesson is Questioning as an Act of Love. Doubt invites us into a living relationship with whatever it is we're doubting. A living relationship does require curiosity for growth. A living relationship requires asking questions rather than assuming we already know the answers. And every relationship that grows eventually asks deeper questions. So the same is true of our relationship with divine source. The same is true of relationship with ourselves and with others. A quote from Disciplines of Spirit, Thurman says, "Sometimes love's radiance is so gentle that we see ourselves without harsh judgment. We glimpse possibilities we never imagined. We discover strengths we didn't know we possessed." This is the most important thing, he says then, is Love loves. That's its nature. Love has no awareness of merit or demerit. So where did we learn that we were not worthy? Because love just loves. It has no scale by which its portion may be weighed or measured. It does not seek to balance giving and receiving. Love just loves. This is its true nature. So one of the gifts of science of mind is that we are not required to just accept some sets of dogmatic principles. Science of mind invites us to ask questions. We're not attached to a rigid doctrine, and we want people to explore the truth for themselves. Experiencing your own truth. There is no answer that covers it all. We are encouraged in science of mind to discover in order to grow. This is why doubt can be an act of devotion. When I question my assumptions, I honor truth more than my opinions. Would we like that for more of the world right now? When I question my assumptions, I honor truth more than my opinions. I feel like that needs to be a t-shirt. When I question my limitations, I honor possibility more than my fears. And when I question my judgments, I honor love more than separation. So questioning is not turning away from God or source. You know, some of us who may have been raised in more, I'll say, square doctrine, it was don't you dare question, which then leads to becoming stagnant. So questioning is turning towards spirit and saying, there must be something more here, show me. I'm open at the top. Help me understand, reveal for me a deeper truth. This isn't rebellion, this is devotion when you question with love. Ernest Holmes says, there's no one who believes more in faith, more in prayer, or more in the necessity of divine will than the one who practices daily the science of mind. And the science of mind, of course, invites everybody to do a daily spiritual practice, or hourly, or whatever works. The point being, you are inviting. There is your commitment. There is your devotion. There is your being open to the top. What shall be revealed through me today? Doubt can sometimes be discomfort. Again, urging us to look a little deeper, ask another question. Faith isn't a straight line. It's also not a formula. Faith is a continual remembering and a continual returning to what we know to be our truths. We lose our way, we question, we wonder, we seek, but through that seeking, we rediscover what's always been present. And what is that? Divine love, wholeness, our essential nature. And we just do that again, returning and rediscovering again and again and again. So today, of course, being May 31st, 5 months of 2026 already gone. we end this book and we begin the next book. But before next Sunday, you can ask yourself these questions. Where are my doubts trying to guide me? What questions keep returning to me? What deeper truth is seeking expression? And what if all of that is just an invitation? An invitation to ask more questions, an invitation to be curious with love. Not as an interrogator, it's a different kind of questioning, but questioning with love and commitment and devotion. What if doubt is really just a sacred signpost pointing you towards a larger life, a deeper love, and a fuller expression of the divine is you? Love is not threatened by questions. Love welcomes questions, love grows through questions, love deepens. And in the words of Howard Thurman, love loves. This is its nature. May we trust our questions, may we honor our doubts, and may we discover that both questions and doubt can lead us more deeply into the heart of love itself. Namaste. Okay, let's let that settle in with a few more sound waves. Pat and Matt. Pat and Matt. Dr. Seuss. It's like sitting by a peaceful river, isn't it? Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.